back to another episode of Roll the Bomb. I'm your host, Zach Moore. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. The truck race happened a couple hours ago. I wasn't able to watch much of it, but we will talk about it. But also, we gotta talk about the beef between Denny Hamlin and SMI Incorporated CEO Marcus Smith. Boy, was that one heck of a thing. I actually was reacting to it live when it happened, freaking at midnight, Friday morning. But before we get to that, I got one thing to cover. RCR announced that Austin Hill will be making, I believe, 4 starts in the No. 33 Open Car NASCAR Cup Series. I think United Rentals will be one of his sponsors. It's the only race that was reported was the Texas upcoming race. The other races, I don't know. I could expect to see him at Super Speedways because that's where he's really good at. Austin Hill is the future of RCR. I don't know how long Austin Hill will be racing. Just got a new crew chief for this weekend and beyond. He's not really having that much fun, I don't think. They're not running that well. And, Austin Dillon, his working grandpa is Richard Childress. He's going to have a seat at the table in that team, in that organization to, work in that, outside of driving a race car. So if he doesn't see himself being successful, RCR's already got a guy that they really believe in Austin Hill that could be successful and maybe more successful. Who knows? Well, this will definitely be interesting. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how Austin Hill does in his select starts for this year's season. So now let's get to this beef between Denny Hamlin and Marcus Smith. If you follow the sport at all, you probably have already seen it. I'm not going to break down each comment. I'm just going to run through the whole back and forth on X, mostly known as Twitter, and then I'll give you my thoughts. So it all started technically with this post from Reddit of this track at Sonoma that was newly repaved. Looks like area is chipping or something. Whatever happened, this shouldn't happen with a brand new repaved track. This was a big deal. Well, this is how it all started. Denny Hamlin tweeted, "When paying on a budget goes wrong, NWB will be next," formerly known as North Wilkesboro. So that was the first. Next, this will be a great post from somebody who doesn't know all the information, ignorance on display for the world to see. I will delete this tweet when @Denny Hamlin sends me a text or gives me a call directly to ask why this is happening. You don't need to delete. We've seen your reconfig record. Yes, we take risks sometimes. They work. Sometimes they don't. We've seen your attempt of the championship as well. When you have a chance, maybe you could give me some golf tips. Another tweet from Marcus Smith. Following up on my previous post, our team at Speedway Motorsports has an amazing track record for working to exceed expectation. Your nonchalant post is an insult to hundreds of people that are dedicated to exceeding expectations for the racing community and NASCAR fans around the world. Your negative comment would carry a lot more weight if you had a championship to back them up. Good luck in your quest for 2024. Dan Hamlin replied, "Here's your tip. Let someone else run your business before you blow everything your dad gave you." And then Marcus Smith replied, "So proud of my dad, Hall of Famer. If he had a Twitter/X account, I don't think his comments would be family friendly. So listen here, almost @NASCAR champion. You keep working at it, and one day you're going to get a big trophy. Thanks for the tip." So I just want to talk about the truck race. I was not really able to watch much of this race, so I want to go run down it really quickly. Christian Eckes took home the W, dominated this race, led 166 laps. Ty Majeski was the second most dominant truck, led 66 laps, 200-lap race. It was, I believe, a total of 11 cautions in this race. Oh my gosh, for 81 laps. So 81 laps were under caution. So that's a lot. There was a lot of wrecking, but that's what happens when you have these truck series races. I was able to watch some highlights and watch them in the race. And it looked like Christian Eckes dominated most of the race, and then he pinned it in this race and had to kind of come back in the middle of the pack and did so. But there was just so many restarts and just carnage. Lots of people just not giving respect, anger. We saw this thing with Timmy Hill and Stuart Friesen getting after it after the race. Looked like I think Timmy Hill was bad at Stuart Friesen. I think Timmy Hill, from an interview, he understands Stuart Friesen's frustration. I think it was more Stuart Friesen was taking the frustration out on Timmy Hill. It's just what happens with, I think, these races. I think it turns into more of a demolition derby than, good, hard, respectful racing, which, NASCAR has lent themselves to. It's, the bump and run. Rubbin's racing. I don't think fans hate that. I just think if it gets too out of hand, it just doesn't look as good. Doesn't look good for the sport. in the series. That was a quick rundown of this argument. Marcus Smith did end up deleting some of his posts. Also, Denny Hamlin, I think, did too, but he did keep some of his posts up. Wow. It was entertaining as crap to watch this live when it was happening. And it all started just because of something that happened in Sonoma, bad, I'm not sure how you have a situation where a brand new paved track is chipping or having issues like that. And I think maybe Denny Hamlin wanted to, take his frustration out on SMI, and this could be a bigger issue than we know. I know there's this whole talk with, these teams want, more money, TV money, and I know that a lot of TV money goes to the tracks. So that could be a shot. I don't know the whole situation. But there's been a lot of bad reconfigurations by SMI. Like, let's say Texas has been a terrible decision. Bristol was configured into progressive banking. I still think it's a great track. And also the Atlanta reconfiguration, even though it's been putting on some exciting racing, I don't think that's what drivers. It doesn't, it doesn't take as much skill, right? They want to showcase their skill more. In Atlanta, it's almost a little more on luck than overall skill. Now, so that's probably another thing. Also, he takes a shot at, Marcus Smith. His dad started SMI a long, long time ago, and then it got passed down to him. So he takes a shot at, hopefully, don't ruin what your dad gave you. He gave you this great opportunity to make a lot of money and be successful in this industry, so don't ruin it. So it got really, really personal. Marcus Smith did reply to, the reasoning for deleting some of his posts. Following on my previous posts, I take a lot of pride in the dedication and hard work our teammates put forth to make NASCAR the very best it could be, and I shouldn't let social media conversations get personal, so I delete those posts. Denny Hamlin is a passionate driver and team owner, and I'm truly looking forward to seeing him drive for a championship this year. Our team is working hard to fix some payment issues at Race Sonoma, and we will get it right. Let's keep the positive momentum going in 2024. So he just kind of talks about the reason for deleting it. Some of the posts, he says that Denny Hamlin's a passionate driver, and they'll get the stuff fixed at the racetrack. I do think it makes sense why he deleted it. He's a CEO of a very big company for NASCAR, so I don't think, those posts are out and people are screenshotting them and have them saved. It's still probably good not to keep that on your record and just show that it probably got too personal. Denny Hamlin did reply to this post from Marcus Smith. 3 co-signed. This, I'll definitely take responsibility for my part in it. It got more personal than it should have, for sure. Yeah, I think it was very, very personal, deep insults, overall on your success. That's probably where it took it too deep. I would say, Denny Hamlin came back with more insults. Marcus was trying to be a lot more chill. I think Marcus is a lot more chill, down-to-earth person, much more kinder. Denny is more the villain guy, is willing to have this back and forth. I think this is great for, I guess, the sport, because it gives us stuff to talk about. Now, it's still a bad look when you have, a track owner beefing with a freaking driver. But, hopefully it'll resolve. I think it'll be interesting to see what Denny Hamlin has to say from these comments. Maybe we'll hear an interview from Marcus in the coming, the near future about this. I think there's a lot more to this than just about reconfiguring racetracks, like the new TV deal, and teams want more money from NASCAR, and the tracks get too much of that. So there's a lot to that, And I think one of the things when I'm thinking about this is the fact that the tracks get so much more money in this TV deal, and now that you're having, an issue with a repave, you shouldn't have issues. You get so much money from this TV deal, and then you're having issues from a repave. That doesn't really look great. And also, drivers hate repaves because they like worn out surfaces. It's better, the racing's better. You got a brand new surface, there's going to be a lot more grip. It doesn't make the racing as good because there's not as ability to make as many mistakes. Now, I think that the car is the biggest issue when it comes to racing product than any track, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Hill did finish 20th, Stuart Friesen 19th, Jack Wood 18th, Bailey Curry 17th, Tanner Gray 16th, Lane Riggs 15th, Ben Rhodes 14th, Daniel Dye 13th, Matt Craffen 12th, Mason Massey 11th, Corey Hine 10th, Caden Honeycutt 9th, Sammy Smith 8th, Roger Caruth 7th, Tanner Gray 6th, Tanner Ankrum 5th, Nick Sanchez 4th, Chase Purdy 3rd, Ty Majeski 2nd, Christian Eckes 1st. I did pick Corey Hine to win this race, finished 10th. I don't know, I wasn't, didn't follow the racing as much, so I don't know if just the restarts didn't allow long runs long green flag runs. I didn't want to talk about Cam Walters. It was only scheduled to be his only truck race. He's the racing the Australian Supercar Series, same thing SVG races in. Finished 30th. From interviews I was hearing after he got eliminated, I think he got hit from, ran into a couple of trucks, blew the radiator out of it. He did say he had some of the most fun he's ever had. I guess there's talk that he might run Kansas coming up, so who knows? I thought he was going to end up running maybe an RFK at the Stage 60 car, but it doesn't seem like that actually could be true. Who knows? But it's cool to see him. Looks like he had fun. I think he looks like he understands what he was getting himself into, understanding that carnage is a very high thing. So that's all I'm saying. It's really cool. Besides that, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Let me know what you think about anything I talked about today. The beef between Denny and Marcus. Was it good for NASCAR or a bad thing? Besides that, like and subscribe. I'll see you next one. Bye, y'all.